This presentation is on the future of Bitcoin, creating a viable infrastructure, presented by Charlie Calhoun, Jayla Adewale, and Edgar De La Rosa.
Bitcoin was created in 2009. Not too much information is known about its creator, but since its inception, Bitcoin has paved the way for other cryptocurrencies that have emerged. There are more than 10,000 cryptocurrencies traded publicly on exchanges. Bitcoin doesn't follow any specific type of currency regime in that it's not pegged to any other currency. If it had to be compared to any regime, it would be most like a free-floating regime, except there's no monetary policy involved. The purpose of the Bitcoin is to be a person-to-person alternative payment system with low-cost transaction fees that use blockchain technology. Each transaction is permanently added to the ledger that can be accessed by any developer. In this way, it is not owned by any one person, and all users are in control of Bitcoin. According to the International Monetary Fund, Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies are considered economic non-financial assets, so the international exchange of Bitcoin should be included in a country's capital account in its balance of payments.
Let's look at the price history of Bitcoin. When Bitcoin was first introduced in 2009, it was practically worthless. It was worth maybe fractions of a penny. Bitcoin first reached $1 in 2011. Bitcoin hit $1,000 in 2013. In 2017, Bitcoin had a surge in price and almost hit $20,000. The price fell to $3,300 within the next 12 months. Bitcoin sees a lot of volatility. In December of 2020, Bitcoin began to surge again and hit an all-time high on April 14th, 2021 at $64,895. The price of Bitcoin as of October 1st, 2021 is $48,011.79. The last 24-hour trading volume for Bitcoin was just over $42 billion. The market cap of Bitcoin is $903 billion, which is about 34% of the entire crypto market. On the next slide, you'll see how Bitcoin compares to other foreign currencies.
Shown on this slide are some graphs and information about the current status of exchange rates for Bitcoin to US dollar, Bitcoin to the euro, Bitcoin to the Russian ruble, and Bitcoin to the Canadian dollar. Information on these graphs are current as of October 2nd, 2021. Also listed on the graph is information on current trading volume, market cap, and price history. So as you can see in the first graph, the Bitcoin to the US dollar exchange rate shows a trend since 2014 September, and the other ones from 2019 in September. It's not until 2017 that there is a bullish trend and high volatility in the price of Bitcoin exchange rate for each currency. Bitcoin is steadily appreciating against other currencies. Since the introduction of the Bitcoin futures market in 2017, there was a seemingly instant dramatic price decline in the Bitcoin spot market. It was the first price decline since Bitcoin was introduced, and it is said to have spawned from investors being able to short a position on Bitcoin and speculate on the trend of Bitcoin returns. Not many empirical tests have been conducted, but those that have been conducted conclude that the introduction of the cryptocurrency on a regulated derivatives exchange doesn't necessarily correlate with the price decline. So what exactly contributed to this steep price decline? Maybe market manipulation. So the Bitcoin's future market is still in the price discovery stage and may continue to be for years to come because there is no underlying asset to derive the futures price. Prices are determined right now by investors' faith in the cryptocurrency. So because of this price uncertainty, despite its price growth, the future of the futures market for Bitcoin cannot be easily determined as in other derivatives that are backed by underlying assets. Largely, Bitcoin doesn't have a definitive legal disposition in many parts of the world. There are some countries that have accepted it and made it a legal medium of exchange for goods and services, such as United States, United Kingdom, and Japan. However, other countries have decided to ban Bitcoin entirely. China is an example of a country that has made it illegal to exchange Bitcoin in any of its financial institutions. Due to the blockchain technology, its governments have a hard time regulating the transactions and creating a monetary policy for it. In the U.S., there could be an issuance of a state-controlled crypto that has state backing. States would be probably more inclined to ban Bitcoin in favor of a crypto with more government control. Some countries have already started creating their own crypto, such as Britain and the Bitcoin, Turkey and the crypto lira, and others. Because new technology is always evolving, cryptocurrencies will more than likely be around in the future. However, regulation and price stability of those cryptocurrencies like Bitcoin is unknown.
There will need to be increased American regulation. Bitcoin has become increasingly popular and more people are trading it. The market has grown so fast that the regulations have not kept up. The first thing that will need to be done is there will need to be a clear definition of what crypto actually is. Is crypto a security? Is it a commodity? Once this is determined, this will help determine which regulator actually has the authority to regulate crypto. As of right now, the SEC and the CFTC have been using existing laws, and they will likely continue to use those specific laws until there is crypto-specific regulations. Crypto was made to have no government and no central bank regulations, so people are unaware of how people are going to react when these regulations are put into effect. Many people do believe that regulations could increase the everyday use of crypto. With more regulations, investors and people using cryptos and also businesses may be more likely to use crypto because of the price transparency that Americans are used to. El Salvador becomes the first country to adopt Bitcoin. September 7th, 2021, El Salvador adopted Bitcoin as a legal currency. Any Salvadorian will now have the option to use Bitcoin instead of dollars. This could create a domino effect and other countries could follow suit. Many countries have been waiting for someone to adopt Bitcoin as a legal currency to see how it goes. Now that El Salvador was the first and it's working so far, many other countries could do the exact same thing. This is very good for El Salvador because their cross-border inflows account for approximately 24% of El Salvador's GDP. By using Bitcoin, they will be able to substantially reduce transaction costs. Bitcoin has a very low transaction cost. El Salvador has abundant, cheap, clean energy, which is perfect for mining Bitcoin. This could help attract Bitcoin miners. They're already experimenting with mining Bitcoin through the energy of volcanoes. Recently in the news, they have actually successfully mined some Bitcoin with the energy of volcanoes. And they're continuing to try to make it more and more. For El Salvador to have a stateless currency, that could attract tourism and even people coming to live there. This could boost the local economy. It's easy for people to come there and spend money. All they have to do is go there with their Bitcoins and start spending. Ukraine has also passed a law that legalizes and regulates Bitcoin. It basically means that the citizens of Ukraine have permission to own and trade and use Bitcoin to buy and sell things and operate in their businesses. It helps the courts to now properly protect individuals and businesses because it provides tax clarity and officially allows Bitcoin businesses to operate within the country. It does set the guidelines for Ukraine to try and regulate Bitcoin more in the future. It is legal in Ukraine, but that does not mean it's legal tender. So it has not come as far as El Salvador, but they are following El Salvador. And this is definitely a step in the correct direction as far as making Bitcoin a legal currency in their country. Bitcoin and quantum computing. Quantum computers, expected to be operational by around 2026, will easily undermine any blockchain security systems because of their power, says the founder of quantum encryption company Arket. David Williams. China is actually winning the race on quantum computers, and with the speed and the power of quantum computers, they could take down Bitcoin. And Bitcoin is illegal in China. China does not like Bitcoin, so this could be a bad thing. Also, Bitcoin is going to have to increase their security from not only quantum computers in China, but other ransom attacks. Like, people are already attacking and asking for their ransom payments in Bitcoin because it is easy to send and not very traceable. So that's going to be a problem. Bitcoin also is going to have problems, in my opinion, with over 10,000 different cryptocurrencies in the crypto world. Everyone's trying to make a better cryptocurrency than Bitcoin. So eventually Bitcoin could be overtaken. It's hard to say right now because Bitcoin is the overall leader in crypto. So we'll see what happens in the future. But if someone could come up with something a little bit better, it could easily pass Bitcoin, and Bitcoin could eventually go down in value or essentially be worthless if something better was to come along.
One of the biggest issues facing Bitcoin is security moving on. We know that Bitcoin can be safe. It uses secure cryptography, is public, is decentralized, and doesn't require permissions. Now, that said, there's also security issues that can allow for hacking, as the example in August of 2021, where more than $600 million were stolen. We know that passwords can be stolen. People forget passwords, and, well, you're in trouble. Bitcoin can also be stolen. We have seen many cases of phishing attacks where there's a classical social engineering technique that reveals personal information, including banking details. There are fake websites which trick people into handing personal information over to hackers. And finally, there's also malware, strains that revolve around Bitcoins and wallets. And these code can access your crypto wallet, basically allowing hackers to move in and steal money. For these and many reasons, we know that moving on, and as much as cryptocurrency and Bitcoin is being used, there needs to be a strengthening of security moving forward. We have seen the growth and the vibrant ecosystem that cryptocurrency and Bitcoin itself has amassed throughout the years. And as it becomes more mainstream, we understand that there needs to be a payment mechanism, and the technology needs to be there to improve on that ecosystem. It is important that Bitcoin is able to handle millions of transactions in a short span of time. As we see here in this chart at the bottom of this page, the volume of it has increased tremendously from its inception to the present moment. As more people use it, organizations start adopting it, and nations accept it as a method of payment, there needs to be the infrastructure that allows a more efficient and low-cost method of transaction.
Bitcoin has grown rapidly and taken the world by storm. It does have some hurdles it will have to get through if it wants to continue to succeed, such as security, competition, and regulation. The future is bright for Bitcoin if it can stay the leader in crypto. I hope you learned something today. Thank you.